Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 2023 full moon and lunar eclipse reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps this channel grow because the YouTube algorithm pays very close attention to this. So, thank you so very much for doing so. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this full moon lunar eclipse. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is the Hermit reversed. It's interesting because there's a sense like I want to be left alone. Don't want to be bothered with people and things. And then there's another sense of like I have to be in the middle of everything. And so we're going to have that warring energy coming forward with the Hermit reversed. And this is going to be a moon that it's a big moon. I mean, it really is a big moon. So it's in 14 degrees of Scorpio, and this is the sign of secrets and big wealth coming forward. And a lunar eclipse holds the power of multiple full moons. So we can feel very, I don't want to say sensitive in like a negative way, but sensitive, overly, like the world is just a little bit too much. And we need to be mindful about that because we're going to want to be in the middle of everything because there's this very strong energy here for us Aries of like, I want to be in the middle of everything, but I also need to take care of myself. And we can find it a little bit tricky to figure out how to balance these energies, how to balance ourselves and us moving forward. Let's see what spirit wants us to know. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Oh, goodness. Okay. So as that falls right on the floor behind my camera, I'll be right back. Okay. So this is a beautiful card and worth that little bit of a wait for. So here we have blessed. And that's what we're going to be during this time, Aries, is that we're going to be blessed. There's a blessing to us, there's a blessed power about us. And it's going to be a very important time to say, I am leaning into my blessings. And we're going to see how this astrologically aligns with the moon. And I think it's very funny. As I was getting this card, I was holding my breath, like as to not make a sound. So I don't know why. So excuse me if I sound a little bit short of breath because of that. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading. Okay. So let me just move some things around. Still steady. All that. Oh, that's okay. So let's talk about this moon astrologically for just a moment. So again, we're in 14 degrees of Scorpio, the moon of secrets, the moon of big wealth. A lunar eclipse, again, holds the power of multiple moons. And when we're holding the power of multiple moons around a moon of big wealth and secrets, a lot is going to come forward. Now, this lunar eclipse is a big deal because it holds significant endings to it because it is closest to the south lunar node. And when it's closest to the south lunar node, it brings forward our secrets. Now, this brings the end of an old cycle to it, not the end of our secrets, the end of things. It brings forward the end. Significant endings come forward. And I see this in significant endings to secrets, to doubts, to fear. We start moving away from what has held us back. We're going to see that here with the Hangman reverse. We start moving away from what we had seen. Now we're starting to see things differently. And there's a sense of like, well, how do I move forward? How do I rectify all of this? This is a terrific time to let go and to shed the old you. So you might even find that you're stepping into a new way of being, Aries, and that's going to be very important to who you are and how you move forward. On the 1st of May, Beltane, Pluto moved into retrograde, okay, stationary retrograde. We can feel this for a few days before, a few days after. It's a big deal. And on the 5th of May, we definitely feel this Plutonic energy bringing awareness to the power both internally and externally of ourselves and of the world around us. The nodal axis is in Taurus and in Scorpio. The sun is in Taurus, the moon is in Scorpio. Scorpio is all about money and wealth, earthly pleasures, right? And Scorpio is all about the big money. Again, the secrets, but there's going to be something about finances that comes forward during this time. So pay attention to your money. Pay attention to the opportunities that are coming your way. We are going to see big financial changes. Now, this could either be in the positive or, maybe not so positive for some of us, but we're going to see things changing, moving forward, and guiding us in a place that we start to find the beauty, the power, and the determination that we want. Now, for much of May, Jupiter is squared Pluto. Pluto is the ruling planet of Scorpio, and this will expand the power of Scorpio, the planet that is all about unlocking our issues, unlocking our power, the issues that we have around power, and expanding our own being, expanding our own power. So this adds to our wealth and to our big money. Deep secrets come to the surface. So secrets that have been burdening us, secrets that have been holding us back. We need to give time to the revelations that they bring. Even if we think, well, that's not a secret, everybody knew this. It's something that we could feel like we have to hide. And it doesn't have to be a secret that nobody else knows about. It could be something where it feels like we have to hide this part of us. Now, Neptune is trine Mars, and this moves us into a much more spiritual awakening. And we will start to reevaluate the material things in our lives, and the spiritual will start to really take a step forward. Now, the 5th of May is also an angel day. It is an angel day of adventure and versatility and independence and intelligence, creativity, freedom, self-determination, and new beginnings. So we're going to see that this day is really quite powerful, and it brings us the King of Cups. The King of Cups is Scorpio energy coming through quite powerfully and as a king. This is going to be power, intensity. There's that secret, but there's that big money coming forward. We don't want to tell everybody everything. And here's the thing. Excuse me. Here's the thing. We don't have to. This is going to be a time where we step into our wealth. We step into what we desire, want, need, what we're looking for in our lives. And we do so with confidence and with a surety. And people can be like, what the heck do you have to be confident about? We could be struggling, but we can also be so confident of the power of our future that people look at us and kind of think, are you crazy type of deal. I really see that, Aries. So if you're struggling during this time, know that this is a turning point for you. It really is a turning point. If you're not struggling, there's a real sense of taking hold of what you want, of what you desire, of where you need to be, and what's important to you. And that's going to really move things forward. We're looking at things differently than the way that we have seen things before. And we kind of saw things off the beaten track of others. And here it's like, okay, again, I'm seeing things differently. And it could be changing our worldview. It could be changing our view of ourselves, the path that we thought we were going to go on. So it can be a little bit intense, but we're starting to see and create with the beauty of the world. We're stepping back into our power of creativity, of individualism, of instinct, of ideas. And it leads us to the Empress reverse. It's like, I don't want to create, which sounds very interesting when we have all this power of, self-actualization coming forward, and like we see our power, we see what we desire. This isn't a time where we want to nurture everything. Actually, we can feel kind of nurtured out, Aries. We want to look at what we've created and say, okay, I'm spending time taking care of this. But creating and cultivating, adding new projects on, this is going to be a time for us and a moon for us where we can really see ourselves taking care of what we have, taking care of what we've already created, and not putting more on our plate. That's going to be very important and going to be something that we struggle with a little bit, Aries. We're going to want to put more on our plate during this time and then be like, why do I feel overwhelmed? Or why do I feel unfulfilled? Or why is it that, you know, it's kind of like, when you see a puppy and you get a lot of joy because it's so cute and so like, oh, but it's like now it's kind of like when you see a puppy, you think, oh my gosh, how much work? How much work is this going to be? And so we have to be mindful of just that energy coming forward where we think, oh my gosh, the work, the responsibility, like I cannot handle one more thing. So be aware of that. Justice reverse. Aries, this is a really good time to remember. Now, this is also Libra energy, so we can be having a bit of problems with the Libra, but not everything's going to be just and not everything's going to be fair. And I know it sounds like a contradiction to say this. We're doing a tarot reading. We want things to be positive and give us hope as we move forward. But there are going to be some things we see during this time where it's like, it's not fair. It's not right. It's not just. Know that we need to have patience because where we think, oh, that's just, them getting away with everything. No, our harvest is coming. We just have to be patient. We have to step back. We have to wait. We have to see, and we have to look at what we desire for ourselves that will move us forward. And that's going to be just huge. So we're going to think, you know what, why even bother? This is all just nonsense. It's bull. And Spirit's like, no, 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 no. Wait for it. Wait for it. And you will be very surprised, Aries, of what you think is like complete injustice turns out that things fall in your favor. Now, people might not ever see, if you're having trouble with people, they might not ever see, that these people are a problem, or they might. But what it is that for you as an individual, you see yourself elevating, 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 and getting to where you want to be. If it's not where you are right now, if it's like, no, Dane, people don't pay attention to me, they don't see, you can look for new opportunities, or you can say, you know what, I'm comfortable here. I'll stay here, till I retire or till something better comes along. But I'm going to fulfill myself with hobbies, with things that bring me so much joy. And you're going to find that if you're patient, really see within 7 days of this full moon, something comes along that really spikes your interest. It's really like, oh, let me learn more about that, or let me be more curious about this. And you could be going back to something from your past that like you weren't good at before, but now there's a spark, there's a beauty, there's a power to you. It's going to be something that involves a bit of creativity, but not adding more work onto your plate. This is like something you just do for fun, and you'll need that. You need that, like a sorbet, like a palate cleanser, right? Okay, so let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading as it just flings right out. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. What's interesting also about a full moon, it's about manifestation. It's about saying, this is what I want. This is what I desire. It's not taking notes and saying, oh, this is what I could want. It's like, no, this is the illumination of where I am halfway through this lunar cycle as I'm embracing the fullness of myself and where I want to be. And so there's going to be a sense that we call out the BS during this time. And we really say, this is what I need and this is what I want for myself. Aries, we're very good with things being straightforward. We're very good with things being matter of fact, to the point. And that's what we're going to need to be for ourselves, even though Scorpio can be filled with passion, can be filled with secrets, can be filled with more complexity than we really want to deal with at this time. So just be aware of that. We do want things to be more straightforward, with simple directions, type of thing. It's like, let me do this. So don't focus on too much during this time because it will be overwhelming. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Ooh, let's see how far this takes us. and one bonus card. So it's really interesting is that this time is building us towards the new moon, okay? Towards the new moon. We're really going to see ourselves building, gaining ideas, gaining understanding here. And it says a new start is coming. And that's what we're planning for is this new start. We have change and we have here, have faith in your dreams. As we enter into the greatness of this moon, the power of the King of Cups and the greatness of ourselves, a lot is changing. And we're starting to not have as much faith in our dreams as we once did. We're questioning, we're thinking, how can I do this? How can I move forward? And just to know and to be fair with ourselves, not everything has to be just, not everything has to be organized, not everything has to be just so. So be aware of that during this time, that it can be more chaotic than we want it to be, but it's not going to be a bad thing, right? Attraction is reversed. We're seeing things differently. We're having a hard time attracting what we want to ourselves because we feel a little bit chaotic. It's like, okay, when am I going to get what I really want? And it says balance the spiritual with the practical. And it's going to be so important during this time to sit in meditation with yourself, whether that be doing qigong, whether that be doing, like washing the dishes and meditating that way, or actually sitting and meditating. We need to stop, we need to slow, and we need to listen to our inner heart, because we're going to be attracting things that are a little bit more chaotic because we're changing during this time. And we want to be changing into our power, stepping into our knowledge, stepping into what we desire, instead of changing towards chaos. Now, we're going to have a really hard time during this moon as we create and cultivate and learn and see to surrender to the power of the moon. We kind of want to be in control of things. And here, reverse is don't let your ego, don't let your pride get in the way. Don't let your ego take over. Don't make this moon about us, because it isn't. Well, it is about our own journey, but it's not about what I want, when I want it, how I want it. Spirit's like, take this journey with me. See where you go. See what you're unraveling for yourself. And once we surrender and we let go of our pride, that's going to be so important. But we're going to find that our pride, our ego, ourself, this is reversed. It's not going to be so prevalent as the power of this moon leads us forward, right? And this moon lasts, until the next full moon, right? Full moon to full moon, the power stays with us. The new moon brings our introspection, says, what have you learned? What have you discovered about yourself during this time? During this time where like the spotlight has been turned on us. And we're going to say, I need to surrender in order to create. That's going to be one of the most important things we can learn from this moon. And then as we do that, our pride, our instinct, our sense of it's all about me, it starts to fall away. And it's like, what can I discover? Like, ask yourself those questions during this full moon. What can I discover? Here we have fruition. And don't let your past hold you back. We're letting go of a lot of our past. And there is a sense here that as we let go of our past, we kind of, excuse me, we think we let go of our anchor. It's like, well, how do I move forward? How do I see? How do I create? How do I know? This isn't a time, as much as we want to say, this is what I want, and again, this is what I'm going to get, what we need to bring to fruition is a sense of, what am I discovering? Kind of like this is a mystery, like a discovery. And that's really going to help us, because we're having trouble bringing to fruition what we want. And there's a sense of like, we have to take the I out of this. We have to take the me out of this and say, where am I being guided to? What am I discovering? Not this is what I want, but what am I meant to discover? What if I step back and just think, just contemplate, just see? Your hard work is paying off. Well, you don't feel that way. It feels like there isn't the justice that we wanted. The hard work, it isn't paying off. Things are complicated. The purity of what we desire, what we want, what we need is coming in. And that I always see as, after a snowfall, if you live in some place where there's snow, there's always this quiet. And then the birds start to sing and their song echoes off the snow. And there's going to be this sense here as we just release of what we thought we wanted and needed and demanded. And we just step into the power of, okay, what's happening? What's happening here? The purity of our intention, our purpose, our desire. That opens up for us in a way that is huge. And it brings us then, as we step back, it says will. Because we're having problems believing in the impossible. And it's like, will we believe in the impossible? Because right now, no. If we think it's impossible, We're like, oh, there isn't a logical plan, step by step forward. It can't be done. Release it. Release it and believe a little bit in magic. Believe a little bit in the impossible, the whimsical, the fanciful, and see where that takes you. I'm not saying to let go of all your planning, to just say, I give it all up and we'll see where life takes me type of thing. No, we want to be safe. We want to be secure. But we need to just kind of step back a bit. And that's what this moon is going to show us. We need to step back a bit and embrace freedom. Embrace where we want to be, because 5 is a freedom number. And we're going to find that this moon, which is amplified right by the lunar eclipse, asks us, how are we free? And what are the secrets? What are the shadows that have held us back? What do we see as the prosperity that can move us forward? But also, what are the creature comforts that we are being drowned by? And by this, I mean, what do we have around us that is too much, that we're holding on too tight to? So be aware of this. A new start is coming, and it's going to be surprising. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and it's the death card reverse. Be mindful. This is Scorpio energy, right? The death card is Scorpio in the major arcana. Be mindful of the secrets. Be mindful of the whispers. Be mindful of the negative, sting of a Scorpio, of a scorpion. That energy where it's like the big scorpions, you don't have to worry as much, but the little ones, they're poisonous, they're deadly. So here, just be aware of that. Be aware that subconsciously, what we have to be mindful of is the little bits of poison set within us. Negative words, the self-doubt, the anger, the deprecation. We need to look at that here, because those secrets can build and build and build. And we need to say, no more. Our subconscious message from spirit, here's hope reversed. We need to have our hope back. There's something here where it's like, nope, there's no hope. It's all like the die is cast. It is just like this. That's how it's going to be. Everything is always changing. It's always growing, evolving, becoming. We need to take our hope back. For some reason, it was taken from us. We need to claim it back. Our subconscious tarot message is the Ace of Pentacles. God, source, spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, planting seeds. Planting seeds in Taurus season, oh my gosh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful, prosperous, bountiful. We are going to move forward in our grace, in our abundance, in where we need to be for ourselves. Seeds are going to be planted during this time that can grow into absolutely amazing things. Our subconscious Luna message is acceptance, reverse. We're having a bit of trouble accepting, to surrender to this divine power of the moon, to the divine change of ourselves and our desires and what we need and what we want. Being aware of that is going to be so important. Learning how to accept what this moon is illuminating is going to be just fiercely beneficial to us. All right, Aries, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all, Have a fantastic moon. Bye.